A new trailer for Evil Dead Burn is here. Let's talk a little bit about it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Before we get into today's trailer breakdown, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more update videos just like this one. I want to thank all 40,000 of you for subscribing to this page, by the way. Wow, that is a surreal milestone. Nearly halfway to 100,000 too. Thank you to everybody who supports this page. Now let's get into the breakdown. Evil Dead Burn looks terrific. This phase of the Evil Dead franchise that absolutely kicked off back in 2013 with Fede Alvarez's kind of reimagining of the original flick has definitely carried through each of these new entries, and you can really feel that maybe the most in Burn. Just from today's trailer alone, we are seeing so much influence, especially from Evil Dead 2013. It looks like that flick, but like turned up to 11. On top of that, we're seeing direct connections to Evil Dead Rise that we're going to break down in a minute. But before we do all of that, I do just want to warn you guys that there are some kind of major spoilers in today's trailer, the one kind of negative side to all of this. Do not get me wrong, I am so excited for this movie, and today's trailer just adds to that excitement, but I do feel like I know how this entire movie is going to go now based on today's trailer. That's a little disappointing considering that the first teaser trailer that came out was really good at just building a lot of excitement. It was really just one sequence from the entire film with a lot of action and a lot of intensity. Today's trailer is giving us sequences from the first, second, and third act very clearly. So if you don't want anything spoiled about Evil Dead Burn, I will warn you, maybe don't watch this one. Or maybe don't even watch the trailer if you haven't seen it already. If you're still with us, let's get into the breakdown. The Red Band trailer begins with Tandy Wright's character opening up the dishwasher. She has the knives and forks facing upwards. I'm sorry, but there's no way that cleans them better, and it's a health hazard. Horror movie characters, stop doing this. She sees Suela Jacob's character Alice come through the front door, already looking traumatized before this thing can even begin. Wednesday's Hunter Duhan comes in through the door, even more scared and out of breath, as Lucianne Buchanan, as a deadite, comes through the front door with a fucking car seat impaled into the back of her head. Also, this is a shoes off house, so please keep your muddy boots out on the front step. This deadite specifically says, "We found you," which I think is interesting, and she's missing 4 of her fingers. Remember that. We then get a look at what is likely our expository sequence, a funeral for Alice's husband.
William, my sweet boy.
So the loose setup for this Evil Dead flick essentially is that Alice is trapped in a house with a bunch of her in-laws, and now they're transforming into deadites. Alice is going through a little bit of a rough patch here, not only losing her husband, but now having to deal with Kandarian demons. Out of the fryer into the fire, if you ask me. His mother says she'd do anything to have him back, and that's when the Necronomicon seemingly comes out of a trash bag. This dope-looking shot of some snow coming down shows Alice in the background reading from the Necronomicon, seemingly in a shed somewhere. She might be a dumb Evil Dead protagonist reading from a flesh-bound book, which is something I feel like you would just inherently know not to ever do. But Alice immediately gets the sympathy card from me. I mean, losing your husband, having to deal with your in-laws, both of those things suck. Equally. I'm kidding. In some overdubbed audio, Hunter Duhan's character here is saying that his grandfather stated that anyone reading from the Necronomicon would release the devil on Earth. So which Necronomicon is this one? That's a big question I feel like we've yet to answer. This is of course followed by some classic Raimi camera movements, a staple of the Evil Dead franchise. You can't really make an Evil Dead movie without trying to replicate this shot. I mean, come on. That's when a hand busts through this nasty old wooden door. The set design on this movie looks wonderfully dilapidated. This is such a perfect setting for like a classic Evil Dead film. I love it. The exterior is played by Ruby's house from the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series, and I'm sure all of the stuff inside is on a set somewhere. Some title cards read, "Family is the root of all evil," a statement that would seriously piss off Dom Toretto, and it also serves as another indicator that the Book of the Dead came from someone from this family's past. That really makes sense as to why the focal character is someone outside of the family, not directly related. We also get a look at who I think is actor Errol Shan's character. This is a wicked looking deadite that you want to pay attention to. There's also this dope ass mirror shot where Granny smacks Alice's head right into it. It looks like the film will deliver on its subtitle as well, as we can see this gazebo burning down with some deadites inside. Remember how I said 2 seconds ago to remember that bald deadite? Well, it's important for this coming bit here. Neptune here closes a car door on Lucianne Buchanan's fingers, losing them pretty yellow nails. She may be screaming in pain in the next shot here, but you know, soon she's gonna be a deadite. based on what we saw earlier in the trailer. So I guess you'll kind of enjoy that kind of thing when you're undead like that. I don't know. I've thankfully never been a Deadite before, but I do have that Book of the Dead down there. I don't even open this thing, man. I'm not risking it. I've seen enough of these movies to know. Alice picks up what is about to be one of the most iconic weapons in franchise history, the circular saw with an elongated neck. Ooh, this is giving me some Dead Alive vibes. I am loving this. Then it appears as if Alice is climbing out of the chimney with this saw, pulling a reverse Santa on us to chop up some Deadites that are crawling all over the roof. It's not just that gazebo going up in flames, as the entire house is on fire here. There's also a creepy figure standing in the doorway. Who could that be? A sequence in the bathroom is shown of Alice getting choked out by a plastic bag, followed by Jessica from Evil Dead Rise. While you might not remember that name, you definitely remember that iconic title card at the very beginning of Rise, which was actually kind of the end of Rise in a way. The fifth Evil Dead film is bookended by this sequence that shows what happens to the Book of the Dead from that movie specifically after it gets out of the apartment building. Jessica ends up turning into a Deadite, attacking her friends, raising up into the air over the lake as the biggest title card you've ever seen in your life comes up behind the trees. I think that Evil Dead Burn is going to pick up right where we left off. It makes you wonder if Evil Dead Wrath is going to do the same thing. Will there be something that bookends this new film that leads right into the seventh installment? Jessica seems to be attacking a fisherman in a boat here. Could this be that bald Deadite from earlier? We then get to see blood and sparks coming down the chimney, likely from that same scene on the roof earlier. Can I make another Santa joke about bloody presents, or is one enough? We get a good shot of Alice screaming, and then she gets attacked by a fucking Deadite dog. What? Then one of the last shots we get to see here is definitely a reference to Evil Dead 2013, where a broken piece of porcelain is used as a weapon against a Deadite, smashing them in the face. Will this top the bathroom fight from Evil Dead 2013? That's still yet to be seen. I don't know, man. That is one of the hardest scenes to watch in that entire 2013 movie. Breaking the needle off in that dude's face still gets me. A few more things to cover in this trailer, like Lucianne Buchanan drinking a candle. We all knew this was coming based off of some of the early stills that were released just a couple of days ago. And then this same Deadite scares Hunter Duhan's character into falling over onto those upward knives from the dishwasher that was left open. Tandy Wright, Mom, come on! Don't just leave that open. She adds insult to injury as well by getting on top of him and using her weight to break the door down so the knives go deeper into him. Oh my god, this hurts. Dude, today's trailer is so awesome, but I wish I didn't see half of that shit until July 10th when this movie comes out. I feel like some of the biggest moments from this film are definitely spoiled now, and I feel like it's pretty easy to start to predict some of the things that are going to happen. For instance, Alice's husband, who is definitely a Deadite at the end of this film, burning down the house. There's no way in hell after the mom says, "Oh, I wish we could all be together again," that's not going to recontextualize later on in this film. They're all going to be Deadites again at the end, and then she's going to have to burn down the house and kill everybody. Why'd you put that line and that shot in this trailer? Come on. I can't complain too much though. This movie looks fucking excellent, and just because the marketing is giving all of it away doesn't take away from how freaking awesome this thing looks. This is going to be another banger for the record books, just like Rise, just like 2013, just like Army of Darkness, just like Evil Dead 2, and just like the low budget original. There is no bad Evil Dead thing, and I think that's going to stay consistent with this movie and hopefully Wrath as well. I feel very confident that Evil Dead Burn is going to melt some faces. How do you guys feel about today's trailer? Did it show too much? And are you still excited for Evil Dead Burn? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.